Hey there. One of the questions that I get asked pretty often is, as a startup founder or someone with a startup idea, aren't you afraid that somebody else you tell your idea to would steal your idea and run with it? In fact, aren't there a lot of movies and books written just on the fact that people have stolen or gotten inspired from someone else that they have been working with? For example, Mark Zuckerberg apparently took the ideas from the Winklevi twins, and there have been numerous other examples where people have claimed that somebody else stole their ideas, and it's all over LinkedIn, it's all over media, it's all over everywhere. Um, and that's a pretty valid question to ask because when you talk to early stage entrepreneurs, they're like, I'm afraid to tell you my exact idea and I'm afraid to tell anyone my idea because I'm afraid that they might take it and run with it. um, in reality, here are the 5 reasons which I think that's not really or should not be a valid concern for entrepreneurs when they begin or even when they have set up their business in themselves. Number one is because, in my opinion, ideas alone mean very little without execution. It's the execution which defines the success or failure of a startup, because that's the hardest part. It requires perseverance. It requires so much effort that your fear of somebody else stealing your ideas would be last on the totem pole. It's the execution that defines how well your startup does. It's the execution that defines you as an entrepreneur, and hence ideas in itself do not have any weight in them. Secondly, the fact that ideas are rarely novel. It's rarely that nobody else on this planet has thought about it. It's almost always has. People have must have thought about it, posted about it, written about it, and spoken about it at length. There's rarely any idea that hasn't been done so, or at least a version of it. And secondly, or third, rather, if you don't share your ideas with others, you would be missing an opportunity to get valuable feedback. You would be missing an opportunity to inspire other people to join you, help you, or advise you along the way. If you keep it to yourself, you run a patent on it, you miss out the fact that you can generate excitement outside, because as a entrepreneur, you would realize that your success is heavily dependent on the excitement of people around you, heavily dependent on other people supporting you and rooting for you. And the only way that level of trust would come about is if you share what your idea is and how you intend to achieve them. And also, fourth point is that if your idea is that good enough to be stolen, it actually kind of validates the market potential for that idea. If people feel so strongly that they're willing to leave everything that they're doing and devote or steal your idea, that actually shows that your idea has legs and you should definitely run with it if other people show excitement around your idea. And finally, I think keeping ideas secret, the advantage that you might get from keeping it a secret would be far outweighed by the advantages that you'd get by sharing, or rather, the vice versa. The more excitement that you build, the more people you have talking about you to other people, building that network effect, getting people excited about you, whether it's for financial reason or just because they want to support you as an entrepreneur, or they see that spark within you when you speak about your idea to others, is absolutely fantastic. In certain cases, of course, in medical field or in some kind of chemical field, it's important to run patents or have legal protections for your ideas that you have in place. And even in those situations, it is publicly available, anyone can still take it. So I don't know how far it goes beyond that, but at the end of the day, I think it's way more advantageous as an entrepreneur to shout out your idea to the world, in the hopes that you would find someone to support you, in the hopes that your words, your thoughts become reality. And the only way that your ideas can become reality is if you put it out into the world. These are the reasons why I believe that you should not be concerned if your idea will be stolen. And in fact, you should be shouting at the top of the voice, top of your voice, top from the mountains, what you're building on. And I think that will just creating that excitement, creating that enthusiasm of the people around you would, one, validate what you're working on, two, will give you valuable connections that will help you achieve those goals. I think in one of the books, The Secret, where they say that the more you visualize, the more you speak it out, your thoughts will become reality. And isn't entrepreneurship all about making your thoughts a reality? And this is the first step towards that.